Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yay! Hi, you guys. Welcome. It's so good to see all of you. Hello, Zeddy and Queen, Nancy, Amina, Judy, Michelle, Danette, Sophia. We've got people from all over the world here. This is amazing. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my first live. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time tonight. I promise I won't take too long. I just wanted to find a way to really interact with all of you. And I've been working with Amin. Shout out to Amin. Give her a high five. She's been absolutely amazing. It was her idea to do the virtual movie night, which was awesome for those of you who were able to log in. And it was her idea for us to do this. I've been doing the 12 Days of Christmas for a really long time, and I really just wanted to try to take it to the next level. So I'm going to try to kind of watch your comments and talk. I'll take a minute to kind of introduce myself. Some of you have been here since the beginning, and some of you are very new. So it doesn't hurt to give you a little bit of a refresher. And sorry I didn't get dressed up for you guys, but life's been life. And this week I'm hosting um, all the family for Thanksgiving. so, and I'm trying to still edit tomorrow's final video. So, hello, welcome. My name is Melonie Graves. I am a third generation Tampa native, born and raised here. My grandma moved here when she was like 15 years old. Um, I'm alumni at Florida State University, where my oldest is now attending. She's actually home on her first break from her first semester. She's doing great. I've been married for over 20 years to a wonderful man, and I have three beautiful children. Um, After college, I came back home to Tampa and started my career in advertising and marketing at the Tampa Tribune, which is no longer around, which will date me for sure. But started working there and had a really long and successful career in advertising and marketing. And then shortly after we purchased this home, this was our third home together. The company I was working for changed. I was managing a territory here in Tampa, and they reassigned my territory over to the other side of the state, over in Fort Lauderdale. My twins were 4, almost 5, and they were like, "We need you to be there Monday through Thursday, 4 days a week, and you can go home on the weekends." And I said, "Absolutely not. My kids are babies. I can't do this." And I was forced to resign. And it was a big wake up call for me to make some decisions, and really focus on what was important to me, which was my family. And I left a really great career. And I prayed. I was like, Lord, okay, you just blessed us with this home. And it was the biggest home we'd ever purchased, and it wasn't furnished. And we'd suddenly gone down to one income, and I was like, Father, please just give me a way to get this house furnished and get my family settled. And I started a YouTube channel and just started talking about things that I loved. And while I did that, I went to real estate school, got my real estate license, very quickly figured out that it just wasn't going to be for me. Then I went to uh, home staging and redesign school and got certified in that and really enjoyed that. But um, just couldn't find a way to scale it. And so while I was working on that, my YouTube channel was growing and I started paying a lot more attention to it and, um, sharing what I had learned to the masses, to you guys, right? And that, I mean, that's pretty much brings us to where we are today. You guys really loved my Christmas content. And so now, I have a few corporate clients for Christmas every year, but the rest is it's all for you. So I decorate our home and I give you guys my favorite tips and tricks, and I think you like it. So that's a little bit about me. Hi, Ebony Locks, welcome. Judy, I'm so glad you got your ornaments. All right, I'm going to try to. Hey, Sue! It's so good to see all of you. I'm going to try to look through these comments and see if there's anything. If you have any questions, um, I wanted to try to keep this focused on Christmas. But if you have any questions, let's see. So, one of the things that someone asked me earlier today, I can't remember who the subscriber was, but was asking me out of all the trees that I've done over the past few years on YouTube, what's been my favorite one? Because really, since I started, I think I've had a different tree pretty much every year. I got my first really nice tree before I started my YouTube channel from a company that doesn't exist anymore. And they're called Newman. Newman or Newland? Newman. They made the most beautiful tree. And after that, um, some of these bigger tree companies were coming along, but once I landed on the Balsam Hill Company, those were the trees that really got my attention because they reminded me most of my first beautiful tree. And out of all those trees, there was a tree that I decorated last year. Raise your hand over here if you remember. It was the Aspen Estate Fir, and I decorated it with like it was neutrals like champagnes and chocolate tails. If you remember, I did those loops. That tree is the most beautiful tree I've seen since the first tree that I purchased, and it's very girthy. I called it girthy back then. It's very full, and the answer to the question is that that's my favorite tree. You guys are going to see that tree come back next year for sure. Rosalind, you found the nativity scene. Isn't it beautiful? Now, I'll tell you one thing about that nativity scene. Last year, I found a gorgeous crystal, I think it was a Tari brand nativity scene from Home Goods. And it was absolutely wonderful because there was no color, there was nothing but like the Holy Family. But it does have this light that the when you turn it on, the LED light, it's very blue. Rosalind, I don't know if you noticed that. So I actually don't turn mine on at all. And after the season, I'm going to see if I can replace it with a warmer light because it just kind of stands out from my lights are always pretty warm in my displays. Um, so I'm going to try to switch that out. The soft purple. Yeah. So this year's design, are you still using your Balsam Hill trees? Yes. So um, a lot of people ask what happens to those trees after I'm done. Normally, they will be donated. There are a couple of charities that we support here in Tampa. You guys know one of them well that I've shared with you, a Kids Place in Tampa Bay. But they're usually donated. I've kept a few of them, and they're stored in my garage. But yes, I have most of the trees. Hey, Melissa. Um, Two Islands is genius. So Donna, that's when okay, so when we were looking for this house, we lived kind of like in the southern part of Tampa for like 9 years, and we were ready to upsize our home. We'd had twins, and we just needed more space. And basically, we couldn't. We were just priced out of that area down there, so we started kind of looking up here with my realtor, and she had an appointment for us one day to go see a house, and Benjamin Buttons and her were at the house, and I was supposed to meet them there, and I missed the exit, and I got off on this exit. This was like totally Holy Spirit driven, I know it. And I ended up at this neighborhood, and I was like, this is the neighborhood where I saw that house online, the model, and I pulled in, and online, the whole reason I didn't even make an appointment to come to this neighborhood was because everything, all the inventory was sold out. So I ended up coming in, and I asked the lady about the model, and the model, that I was interested in, and she said, "You know what? That house just went back on the market. Let me take you over to look at it." And the rest is pretty much history. When I walked in the front door and I saw that backyard with all those trees, I was like, oh, no backyard neighbors. And then when I saw the kitchen with two islands, I picked up the phone. I called Benjamin Buttons. I called the realtor. I was like, can't just get over here right now. Just get over here right now. I found the house. And that's 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 the story. That kitchen has been such a wonderful blessing to us because it's a great entertaining kitchen. Trying to grow their home decor YouTube channel. Yeah, so some advice on that is to stay authentic to your style. Don't try to stay up with the trends. Don't try, if you have a dark kitchen and everyone else on YouTube is showing light kitchens and you like your dark kitchen, keep it. I think that the most important thing you can do, because, someone's going to like what you have to say and offer, right? Like, I'm one of probably the only people you see these days on YouTube with a dark kitchen, but I like my kitchen. So apparently many of you like it too. So be authentic to yourself, and stay consistent. Consistency has been like my toughest challenge, because sometimes I feel like I'm telling you guys the same thing over and over again, and it's not worth putting out a video, but that really isn't true. You can kind of pick up something different every time, you watch things. And so that would be my other point, of advice, to stay authentic to yourself. Sophia, I don't know if you see my present that you sent me back there. My doll is back there. I'm in my office. You guys never really see my office because it's really not much to look at. I've got a lot of big lights in here and equipment. So finding the right home when you know. Do you have an education in design, or is it just a gift? So, yes, slightly educated in design. So I don't have an ASID. Like, I'm not a certified interior designer. But like I was saying earlier in the conversation, after I left corporate, I did go and get some education in redesigning and home staging. And then the really cool part of this story is that my grandmother, who had an eighth grade education, she moved to Tampa, really became one of the premier designers in Tampa, and she was self-taught. She was a seamstress. She taught herself how to. She started out making wedding gowns, but then she quickly moved into designing the most fabulous window treatments. And um, I would watch her sew, and then I would watch her go in and pull these designs together in these people's homes in Tampa. She did work for lots of local celebrities, lots of Buccaneers, and I didn't realize that I was interested in it then. But I think my point is, it kind of runs. It's kind of in my blood. Fort Worth, Texas. Hello, welcome. Square footage of our home, we've got it's 40 400 square feet. It's like 4350. So it's just enough space for us to be able to spread out when we need to, but still feel, I've always wanted my home to feel very cozy. Um, and that's what I try to share with you guys. Okay, Sophie, I'll call you Sophie. Like that, I'm so down to earth and relaxing. Thank you, Darlene. Um, well, I guess it wasn't always that way. I'm actually I'm a perfectionist. So I'd say that probably makes me kind of hard to work with, but my friends probably wouldn't say that, but I just like for things to be a particular way. Um, so YouTube has really given me the opportunity to, you know, I've learned a lot, first of all, with just like the art of storytelling, but it's also given me an opportunity to kind of spread my wings and show people the way that I see things in my eyes. Like it's so hard to tell a story sometimes when people don't have like the background information or they don't know the why. But I think YouTube gives me the opportunity to kind of do that. What's your favorite go-to department store? Great question. So if I had to just name one right off the bat, I would say Nordstrom's. I don't go there very often, but whenever I do, I find something I love. Um, I don't know about where you guys are, but the department stores here in Tampa anymore, they aren't what they used to be back when I was a kid. I love your new pool addition. The new pool has been awesome. One thing I didn't think about this year with it being a new space was holiday styling for it. Would you believe how hard it is to find outdoor pillows for this time of year in Florida? So if you guys know of any, like I went to Lowe's and they were for me just weren't my style. They were like a lot of like snowmen and stuff. So I'll have to really plan ahead for next year to style that space the way I envision it in my head. How old is Theo? Theo was born in December. He'll be 5 this year. And then I don't know if you guys know, we added a new addition to the pup fam last year, Bowden. So Bowden just turned a year old. He is also a Frenchie. Theo and Bowden are like oil and oil and water, yin and yang. They're like two opposite sides of the spectrum. Theo's super chill and Bowden is super crazy. Like he literally bounces off walls. Oh, updated fireplace. Yep, that was a fun project. I'll tell you, that thing gets hot. So, like when I'm trying to film, like the other day, I tried to do like a cozy fireside chat. I had to try to put it on the lowest setting because it was like 88 degrees outside, and I was trying not to sweat. I always sweat all the time now. You guys always see me with this neck fan on. My doctor swears I'm not like in premenopause or anything, but as you can see, my hair went totally gray this year, and I'm always hot. So that, but it is a very cozy little spot now. When it's cold, the 2 weeks in the year that it's cold here in Tampa. How did you go about going to school to do staging? Well, I researched classes, and for me, it was more about timing because some of them you can go for a longer period of time, some of them you can go for 6 weeks. I went over like it was like a 2 week period. Um, and you take the classes all day, you take the exam, and you get your certification. And then after that, I started trying to work in staging, like with realtors here, but a lot of the realtors here weren't like at that time really sold on investing in home stagers. And so it was really tough to try to find work. And again, that's when I put a little bit more effort into YouTube and was able to kind of help the masses that way and still stage, if you will. Nancy, get your husband to watch the videos. Listen, I've gotten in trouble with so many husbands over Benjamin Button's man cave, um, my 6 foot Santa. That one was one that a lot of husbands were like, "You got to stop watching this lady." um, Miss Creole Davis, hey girl, you have a Frenchie named Alfred. Hey Alfred, aren't they the best? Frenchies have the biggest personalities. Yep, it's in my DNA for sure. Um, the man cave. So my brother, I have two brothers. One that I'm super close to. He lives near us, and he wants like a room like Benjamin Buttons. But my husband's name is Phil. I call him Benjamin Buttons because he literally is aging backwards. But so for Christmas, I'm going to try to design one of my brother's spare rooms in his home, like like the man cave. So I've got a sofa on order. I don't know when it's going to be here, but it's gonna kind of be a surprise. It's not a full surprise. Like he knows I'm gonna do this for him, but he doesn't know the design concept. Like he doesn't know anything. So when I do it, I'm gonna document it on YouTube so you guys can see. What else? Any other questions? What are you guys sipping on? I've got a nice glass of Cab, J. Lore Cabernet. J. Lore was like one of the first bottles of Cab that I was introduced to when we were first getting married. And I got a bottle at a bridal shower, and it's been like a staple all these years later, and it's like a $12 price point, but it's so good. That would be awesome to share with us. Turmeric and ginger tea. That sounds super yummy. Sweet tea. What's on your Thanksgiving menu? Okay, so Miss Creole, it's going to be interesting this year because I'm hosting like a whole nother side of my family that I haven't really hosted before. And their, spouses and all that. So it's going to be, so my brother and my husband usually fry a turkey. So they're going to do that. I normally do a small ham, but I don't think I'm going to this year because my uncle is bringing a prime rib roast. My cousin's husband is doing a jerk turkey because he's from Jamaica. And then I make my staples. I'm the macaroni and cheese champion. My brother and I have a mac and cheese cook off every single year, and I win every single year. I don't know why he won't just give up the ghost, but here we are again. Um, so I'll be making that. I usually make greens. I'll make black bean soup. Tampa girl, we like our black beans here. Um, and then, you know, Buttons will make some sides. He makes this amazing candied bacon. That's always a really good snack while we're kind of getting dinner ready during the day. Yeah, that jerk turkey is, I can't wait to taste that. That's going to be good. Judy, you have to please, if it's not too much to ask, send me a picture once you probably haven't decorated your tree yet, but once if you use those ornaments, I would love to see how you use them. So, another thing I wanted to tell you guys is, this year, this 12 days of Christmas, a lot of things actually didn't pan out as I had planned, which that happens all the time. But this year, I'm really like my finale outfit that I was supposed to wear for tomorrow never showed up. I've got garland that I'm waiting for still for the master bedroom. That's not here. And then in the guest room, what did I order? I ordered something. I think it was a new duvet cover that didn't show up. So that's one of the things where when you're planning a series like this, it seems like no matter how far in advance you start to plan it, it still feels like you're coming in hot, like at the very end. And I'm always super tired at the very end. And so, after that video airs tomorrow, there will, my point is, there will probably still be a lot more content to share with you that I couldn't include in the video because it just wasn't ready yet. It's ready when I do my 12 days. Yeah. So, anyone want to take a guess at how early my main Christmas tree goes up every year? Calavita Pinot, I sure will. Write that down. So, my Christmas tree goes up every year around October 1st or 2nd, whatever that first um, weekend is in October. So, literally, I have a 12-foot tree up 3 months out of the year. So, my family, they've gotten kind of used to it. I think the twins still think it's kind of cool. My oldest, after a while, she was kind of like, but yeah, October 1st. Hey Dean, shout out to the Bell Snickle squad from last night, by the way. If you're here from Bell Snickle, let me know. Um, 3 months out of the year, it's up. And as far as the design process goes, I typically will start working on my design for that year in like May, like right after Easter. I start pulling together the design. My trees are ordered and usually shipped by July. So that Christmas in July time is like a crucial time because something on my sweater here because that's when the sales are going on. So a lot of times you'll start to see me get a lot more active on my socials in July because I'm kind of trying to tell you guys, hey, like, this is what I'm looking at this year. This is what I think is going to be trending. um my design this year, I had no idea what I was going to do, and it honestly ended up, I think, well, even you guys think it ended up being one of the prettiest designs I've done. I was really nervous about incorporating that pewter and purple because they aren't typically, they aren't traditional Christmas colors, but it was just on my heart, and purple is my favorite color. And it turned out absolutely stunning. Hey, Michelle. See, a fall tree, Miss Creole, I think a fall tree is really smart because I'm assuming that's your tree that you will decorate for Christmas too, right? So like you've got a tree that's just kind of up and ready to go. I love that. Bells nickel. So last night, I know a lot of you weren't able to get on. I really tried to find the easiest platform possible. But next time we do it, I know some things that I didn't know before. The first thing was you had to watch it on a laptop. I think some of you were trying to log in from your phones, and it's just not possible. The second thing was that you had to be signed in to Netflix before you clicked on the link. So it worked for a handful of us, and we had such a great time. We were checking out Kurt Russell and singing along, and we went through Santa's Village on a great adventure. I enjoyed that so much. Mary J. Blige album recommendation. Yes. Isn't it wonderful? Like I said, I've always been a Mary fan. Um, but that album really just put me on to a whole nother level of talent that she had when she sung in three different languages, and she had some like opera vibes going. She was giving jazz. She did a collab with Barbara Streisand. I mean, Hello. The Clark sisters were on there. Like it was just that album is so dope. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you is like last night when we were watching that movie, yeah, you have to check it out, Michelle. There was some chime chitter chatter about whether or not there's going to be a Christmas Chronicles 3. And so I did some research today. There doesn't seem to be anything official, but there is some buzz in the air about a possible Christmas Chronicles 3. So wouldn't that be awesome? Hey Sue, yes, I do. Christmas at my house. Well, I host an annual Christmas party for my girlfriends the first weekend in December. And I really I try to go all out for them. But Christmas Day is actually very informal at my house. Wow, look at a mess, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my hair like, gosh, you could have at least tried to like flat iron it. Christmas Day is very informal. Like we pretty much stay in our pajamas all day. I make Christmas breakfast and then we have like a charcuterie board and kind of graze all day. That's a day that I really want to enjoy. Well, the kids, at least when they were little, they're older now, but my nieces are still pretty young. So we keep it super informal. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, Sophie. All right, I'll take a few more questions. I can't believe 30 minutes have gone by already. How much space do you have to store all of your holiday decor? I get that question a lot. We have a tandem 3-car garage, and that third bay is dedicated to my Christmas stuff. And then I have a spare closet upstairs that also the stuff that I don't want to get too hot will go in there. So that's why I end up rotating out a lot of Christmas stuff because if it spills over in the once I had to like go get a storage unit, it's too much stuff. So as long as I can fit it all in that third bay, that's where it goes. So we've got shelving up in the ceiling of that bay, and then my trees are on the floor. More crock pot meals, absolutely. I just got a new crock pot finally. Jury's still out. I'm testing it, which is why I haven't done a video yet because I know you guys are going to want to know how I feel about it. Do you cook everything, or do others? Everybody pitches in. Yeah, I do mostly the sides. The guys in the family do most of the meats and stuff. Mini gingerbread cookies on the hot cocoa station. Okay, so Dean, I've shared those many times before, and you can get them at Williams Sonoma, Sur La Table. You can get them at those places all the time. They're really expensive. Let me tell you where I found these. I don't know if you can find them online, but if you go to Joann's Fabrics, they have them in the kit of 3 for like I think it was like $11. So I got a bunch of them because I've never seen them that affordable. So that's the answer to your question, Joann Fabrics. Yes, I still have my drink machine, Pamela. The problem is that I can hardly find the pods anymore. Your all clad crock pot. So Judy, I did a whole video on that. I did a whole video on that. That all clad, it's a 9-quart crock pot, and it was my favorite. However, the insert was defective twice. So um, unfortunately, I can't. Now, apparently, they have a new insert, but I'm just not gotten around to checking it out yet. Oh, I'm glad you guys are having fun. Oh, okay. Zeddy and Queen says Aldi has the gingerbread mug huggers. I didn't know that. TJ Maxx has some. Okay, awesome. Oh, the cookies. The cookies. I think you must be talking about the little gingerbread cookies. Um, Dean, if I remember correctly, and those were from Home Goods. Yep, those gingerbread cookies from Home Goods. No, they weren't. I'm lying. No, they weren't. I just saw the jar that they came in. Oh my goodness, where did I get those from? They were not from Home Goods. Those cookies were from, ooh, you know where they were from? This is a place that I don't shop at very much. It's gonna take me a second to think of the name of it. Holy cow. World Market. World Market. That's where they were from. They were in like a mason jar. Do you have a World Market near you? I don't go there much, but someone told me to go check out they have like cool like accoutrements for charcuterie boards and stuff. So I'm gonna try to get over there before Thanksgiving to see if they have anything cool that I can use. Well, this was amazing. I'm so glad more of you were able to log on to this than you were for the movie. Dean, maybe check online. I don't know to tell you. We don't have many of them here either. I just happened to stop in there one day. So what yeah, so if you guys like this, we will definitely do this again. This wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. Maybe after, 12 days, but before Christmas, I could do another one and we could talk about like I was gonna say, Sophie, about like setting tables and brunch and stuff. I love a good brunch. I love a good brunch. That's like my fave. Bottomless mimosas and whatnot. Can we do another movie night? Absolutely. Again, I have to research around and see if there's anything because when you guys voted, I'll say this and then I'll wrap up. I took a poll for like what your most popular streaming service was, and it was almost like half you guys said Netflix, half you guys said YouTube. The problem with YouTube was that even though everybody has YouTube available to actually like stream certain movies, YouTube still goes through another party like, Prime or Stars or HBO. So it just wasn't a viable option because there were more hoops to jump through going through YouTube than going through Netflix. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of backstory on that. So tomorrow I will post around 7 p.m. the final home tour as much as I have available to share. And then I'll be back that following week. I won't post on Black Friday. I'll post like that following Tuesday, and we'll get back into posting once or twice a week and finishing up the year. I'm getting super close to almost 100,000 subscribers, you guys. All of you who have been riding with me for all these years, a million thank yous. All of you who are new, welcome, and I hope you're enjoying the content so far. We definitely have a really cool family here. I really love you guys. You guys really help me feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose outside of being a wife and a mom, like inspiring people. So I appreciate you so much. Wishing you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Love on your friends and family. Enjoy, and I'll see you back here soon. Okay, I'm gonna end this live stream and then I'll post it so you guys can rewatch if you want. Love you guys. Love and peace.